There are many ways a regular person who is into anime, manga, or video gaming that he crosses a line that he cannot go back and irreversibly becomes an otaku. It always starts with a basic act, then slowly grows into a naturally obsessive act. For anime, you start watching one show, then you're interested in the manga that the anime is based on, then any merch that comes with it, like buttons, stickers, shirts, lanyards, plushies, and figurines. Then you keep track of which anime you watch, where it is my anime list for any anime that is let's say you're interested in the same genre or similar themes or storylines. Same thing for manga and light novels. One now Another example, like me, is that you start going to anime conventions. You just attend one, but as you enjoy that convention and you want to go to others like it, you find out that there are others near your area, other anime conventions near your area, and you start planning to attend these conventions as you cope with having convention-induced depression, post-con depression. You eventually end up attending a circuit of conventions in your state or in the metropolitan area, or you find ways to travel to conventions near your state or outside state, 1 or 2 states away. Eventually, you attend these conventions over and over to cope with the need of a community. And you have a community that you create and forge, social links that most people has probably taken care, has probably, let's say, they probably take for granted in recent 2 years, in the last 2 years. You end up collecting badges and landlords and keeping them on display and collect them. You end up collecting anime convention merch to collect and display in your room or in your house. Then you start cosplaying if you haven't done so and making your costumes. At that point, you are just too far gone and it's irreversible. And the only way it will stop is through a major life change in order to stop. Technology. You own a computer and you want to use multiple monitors, so you add a second monitor, then a third. Then you add a second computer with its own keyboard. Then you add a fourth monitor. Then you add a file server which can be used for OS such as Linux or Windows for either video games, for movies or anime or manga and backups. Basically a file storage computer. Cell phones, you buy one, instead of trading them, you collect them and preserve the information in them, or you will use them for a different purpose. Or use them as an MP3 or MP4 player, or use them as a dedicated camera, while using the main one for general use. Or when you're collecting plushies. If you start with one or as one, then you find out there's a collection, you want to start that collection or complete the collection. But you want more, and there's more collections that you can have. Sometimes you just want one plushie to display and one to use. Same thing with patches. And there are plenty of patch stores, like Patchworks, that you can either display or use. And sometimes you keep the things and figurines in their original packaging, because you think it'll be viable in the next 5 to 10 years. Trains and rail fans, you start collecting schedules and maps. You collect pictures and photos of trains. You want to visit these systems for rail fanning, and the fact you want to actively visit these systems outside your local area is a mark that you've gone too far. Now, yeah. Now let me tell you specifically about Pokemon plushies. You have a plush set, just one plush, but you want to have another plush. And at one point you want to carry a plush at all times. If you're into Pokemon plushes and have multiple ones, or have a life-size plushie of a Pokemon, or if you're a brony and want to have a life-size plush of a favorite pony, you're officially far too gone. Video games. once you buy and keep your collection of video games and your consoles, and you actually want to play those games inside those consoles, when you get a new console and you want to actually record gameplay of the games for preservation to upload to YouTube, and you start your own YouTube channel to record every game you record in its entirety, you're far too gone. Example are bipills or dakimakuras. These bipills always have the characters in a bed, and it has two types. One of them has an attractive side, and the other one has a regular side. Once you have one dakimura, especially of your waifu, you're far too gone, and you're officially an otaku. As you collect the items, you gain knowledge on how they work, which year it was made, the story, how it was bought, the character that was on it, the anime it came from. But seriously, if you've gone too far and crossed the otaku line, that's perfectly okay. And if you have a relatively normal life, normal work life, normal school life, a normal social life, it's perfectly okay. Because there are communities out there that if they're not succumbed to the Koran-chan culture or the new obsession with woke politics, those communities are out there to share your knowledge and be with other people. And if you don't have one, it's easier to create one with the people you know. And because, for me, I've already crossed that otaku line when I started attending anime conventions. I collected the anime DVD. I collected anime DVDs. The first anime DVD collection was Neon Genesis Evangelion. I actually got the full set. The full original ADV disc DVD set, and the final movie, The End of Evangelion. I actually watched the entire series. The entire anime series. I actually binge watched the entire anime series. Episode 1 to episode 26. And I don't know, in just one day. I just watched for the visuals and music. And Christ. And when you start that's what I remember. That once you binge watch one anime series straight up, episodes 1 through 26, or 13 episodes into one season, in a day, that's when you officially crossed the otaku line. And it's irreversible. You're into the otaku culture, whether you know it or not. And I did not really notice until I started attending anime conventions in the DC metropolitan area. First it was MagFest. First it was actually Katsucon for my one-day stand, then Oricon, then Anime USA, then MagFest, and that was it. I started attending these anime conventions on a year-round basis. And I'm basically and effectively an otaku through these actions, these small steps that I took just to be with people that I know. But seriously, I want to hear your stories, how or when you crossed the otaku line, the irreversible line that makes you an otaku, and how you became an otaku through this. Please drop a comment, leave a like, and I'll see you in the next video. Try to have a nice evening, will you?